Travel back in time through a century of national parks. 1916, 1968, 1972, 1994, 2006. Subscribing members have a free digital access to every issue of National Geographic since 1888, including a special collection celebrating 100 years of America's national parks. Explore the power of parks today. Activate your free access at netgeo.com/activate /word. Not a subscribing member? Go to nationalgeographic.com. Get membership. Already have your digital access? Go to archive.nationalgeographic.com. Explore planet Earth by the numbers. Health and climate. The higher temperatures and more extreme weather that come with climate change likely will have a wide-ranging and mostly negative consequences for human health. They threaten air and water quality along with our ability to produce food, and they are sure to promote the spread of diseases like dengue fever. Governments, especially developing countries with weak health care infrastructure, need to prepare for this volatility, says Raman Velayudhan of the World Health Organization, but that takes resources many don't have. Kelsey Novakovsky. The potential damage, 250,000 numbers of additional deaths caused by climate change in 2030. Shrinking food supplies and deteriorating water quality and sanitation may increase deaths. Cause of death, 38%. Childhood undernutrition, 24%. Malaria, 19%. Diarrhea, 15%. Heat exposure among the elderly, 4%. Other. Dengue fever and climate change. Malaria affects more people globally, but dengue fever is the fastest growing vector-borne disease. It causes fever, headache, muscle and joint pain, and can be fatal. Yet this viral disease has been neglected. Vaccines are only now on the horizon. Dengue fever causes. Number reported to WHO. 10 multiple. Today's 5-year average is 10 times what it was 40 years ago. Geographic spread. Before 1970, dengue was reported in only 9 countries. Today it's in 128. Rapid urbanization and warming temperatures are expanding its range. Risk of dengue occurrence. Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn. Direct health service cost per year by 2030 doesn't include cost due to agriculture, water, and sanitation change. $2 to $4 billion. Unlike the mainly nocturnal species that spread malaria, the mosquito that carries the dengue virus bites mostly during the day and often breeds in urban areas in man-made containers, increasing risk. Global population at risk, today 4 billion, more than half the world's 7 billion people. Number infected, 390 million. 70 million more than the US population. Up to 500,000 severe cases a year. 12,000 die each year. 2085. 6 billion of them, 1 billion could be at risk before climate change alone. Mexico. Data collected in Mexico from 1985 to 2007 indicates that higher minimum temperatures increase dengue cases. Warming temperatures may prove devastating in countries without the resources to cope with the disease. The temperature connection. Cases per 100,000 inhabitants. Average minimum monthly temperature. The outlook. Projected increase in dengue infections due to climate change. Current incident. 2030, 12 to 18%. 2050, 22 to 31%. 2080, 33 to 42%. Vector-borne disease. Many illnesses are caused by pathogens and parasites are transmitted by blood-sucking insects. Their ranges could expand as the planet warms. Mosquitoes, malaria, dengue fever, sandfly fever, leishmaniasis, ticks, Lyme disease, encephalitis. 22% of all infectious disease cases are vector-borne. 1 million of the more than 1 billion people infected die every year. Explore field notes. Nat Geo explorers and photojournalists report from around the world. Central African Republic, a startling request from a prison's worst inmates. Peter Green, magazine senior editor. From Green on assignment, Monsieur. The hissing comes from the padlocked door of the cell holding the stubborn ones, says the prison warden in Belverachi, a Central African Republic town near the border with Cameroon. Asia, Central African Republic. Here. The inmates poke their fingers through the cracks, trying to motion me to come near, possibly to whisper an alibi or maybe to slip them some cash or the ballpoint pen I'm nervously clicking. The warden ignores them and continues his tour of the rest of the prison, organized around an open concrete yard. Here is where the male inmates sleep, he says matter-of-factly, monitoring to a dank room off the yard. And here is where the women sleep. We lock them in their room at night so they are separate from the men. In the far corner of the yard, two naked men bathe themselves, splashing water from a bucket and vigorously rubbing their skin. A fire smolders in another corner. The sweet, pungent smell of a cassava flour and human sweat hangs in the air. The eyes of all the prisoners follow us as we move around the yard. I ask the warden about the men in the padlocked cell. Some are bandits, he says with a dismissive wave. Two are anti-Balaka, members of a movement of Christians and animists who joined forces to fight a Muslim-led rebellion. Just that morning, the town's prosecutor had told me that the prison's worst inmates had participated in the burning, looting, and lynching that left the Muslim quarter of the town an empty ruin. Afterward, they have formed gangs to raid the camps of refugees who had fled across the border to Cameroon. The warden leads us out of the yard and we pass the cell once more. The fingers poke through the cracks beseechingly. Monsieur, Monsieur, they hiss. Some soap, please, some soap. Problem inmates, escapees, and the violent share a prison cell in Berberachi, a town in the Central African Republic ravaged by ethnic violence.